Hey, welcome to the weekly Wednesday Live. I'm Carolyn Bishop. I'm your business with balance coach. And first of all, will you let me know if you can hear me okay? Because my computer is humming, like intensely humming. So we're going to battle through this today because imperfect progress is always the way. But what I want to go forward with this because what this is about today is how you can have I'm going to share with you 3 ways you can have a 50% increase in your business profits in the next 60 days. And I'm talking from experience. This is something that I've done not once, but about 3 times actually. So when you are here, first of all, can you hear me okay? Will you let me know in the comments? I started up my laptop this morning and it's like, and it's like humming and buzzing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this thing going to explode? So I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but I have like a lawnmower in here with me. Is what it sounds like. So say hi, let me know that you're here and that you can hear me okay. Yes, you good? You good? Okay. So here's the deal. Today, we're going to talk about how to have a 50% increase in business profits, not just over time, not just over years, but in the next 60 days, because I want to ask you a few things because there are some stipulations to making this happen. Okay. One, are you working hard, but just not getting the results? Like, you're putting in the effort, you're putting in the time, that you're doing what you can. Are you working at your business? Because this isn't going to be easy. And if you're already kind of laissez faire about your business and you're kicked back and you're like, whatever happens, you're not going to have a 50% increase in 60 days. I'll tell you that. Okay. So would you say yes? Okay, I'm in. I'm going to make sure that I can see your comments. So say hi. Let me know that you're here. And again, can you guys hear that hum or are you good? Are you good? Is the sound okay? Let me know, please, if you can hear me or not. All right, now I can see your comments. Yay! Hey, Mickey. Hey, Chris. Hey, Christy. Hello, you guys. Okay, so that's the first thing. Yeah, okay, you're good. Yay. Okay, that's just, I was hoping it wasn't coming through the microphone. Okay, now the next thing then is, first question, are you working hard? Are you putting in the effort and the time into your business? Because you can't create a 50% increase in 60 days unless you're ready to kind of invest and get things done. Now, if you've ever seen anything from me, this does not mean that you're going to like ditch your family, go into hiding for the next 60 days and come out then and be like, yay, I had the increase I wanted. Oh, no, because then you'd be recovering your family relationships, or you'd be going, oh my gosh, how did I gain 10 pounds? Or you would be going, oh, I haven't been eating well because I've been so engrossed in my business. No, okay, business with balance. That's why I'm called the Business with Balance Coach. We are going to do this in a way that lets you keep your personal life and your family the priority. Yes. So will we? Second question I want to ask is, do you agree? If I tell you how we're going to do this and give you the steps today of the 3 ways, I'm going to share with you 3 ways to get a 50% increase in your business profits in the next 60 days. Will you hold up your right hand and maybe cross it over your heart and promise me that this does not mean you are going to ditch your personal life and then be 60 days from now going, oh, that thing Carolyn told us was awful. I have 10 extra pounds and my husband's not talking to me and I haven't seen my girlfriends in weeks. Like, that is not how we're going to do this. Yes? Agreed? I want to see it in the comments because I don't want to share this with you unless we're like agreed that your personal life always needs to be the priority. Because what we're going to create with these 3 ways, it's the beginning of something long term. It will give you big lifts right away. It will give you that big jump. I know because I've done this, I've experienced it, and I will tell you that as we go through. But if you do it in a way that's that short-term sacrifice, heads down, ignore everything else in my life, it will plummet again after. Okay. And that's what I want to avoid with this. Right hand in the air. I cross my heart. Not hope to die. Hope that my business doesn't die, because I am going to commit to making sure my personal life and my family are the key. Yes. Can we commit to that? Oh, I see the hearts. I see the agrees. Yes. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Christine. Okay, you guys. Yay. We got our crew here. Keep coming and let me know if you're here with me. Okay. So here's the deal. Here's where this is coming from. You may know this about me, you may not know this about me, but I've actually built 4 different businesses. Okay, they've all kind of been connected because I've stayed in my realm of what I've done. I was a teacher before, but then I got into business. First one was direct sales. Then through the world of direct sales, I moved up very, very quickly. I was in the top 1% of the company. It was about 3 million people in the company. And I moved up to the top 1%. And I moved up in the first year while I was teaching full time. So I kept getting flown to different conferences and different people's events to teach others what I had done and how I'd done it with a full-time teaching job. So I was getting a lot of like podium speaking opportunities, and I started to realize I loved that. I loved the teaching. I loved the breakdown of the steps. So one of the things that I noticed though was that at the podium, I couldn't make a huge difference. I could give ideas, but I couldn't really make a difference in somebody's life to the same capacity that I really wanted to. And I realized that because after I would speak, people would come up and say, well, what about this? And how do I do this? And what if my life looks like this? And blah, and there were all these personalized questions and I wanted to answer them. But if I'm talking to a room of 200, 300, 400 people, sometimes thousands, I couldn't make that personalized impact. And so that brought me to my second business. So the first business was a 6-figure business. Then it brought me to my second business. And I stayed with that first business and I added on the second business where I was then private coaching because I saw that that was going to be one of the biggest impacts. So I started opening up the opportunity for people to do private coaching with me. I brought that to 6 figures. I sold courses. I brought that to 6 figures. And then I put it all together in my current program, which is called the Breakthrough with Balance Academy. And that is now a multiple 6-figure business as well. So, but here's why I'm telling you this. Every single one of those businesses, yes, on paper, it sounds like, or when I just tell the story, oh my gosh, she just did it and it was 6 figures and she did, okay. I got stuck. And to be real with you, even this current business, I'm just, well, a few months away. It was a few months ago, but I went through a stuck period. Now, what do I mean by stuck? It means that I was working my tail off and my results were not increasing. They were staying the same. And I was frustrated. This happened in the first direct sales business. It happened in my private coaching business. It happened in my course business. I was trying to think what third was courses. And then in the group coaching business, this was about 6 months ago, I went through a stuck period. So to be totally open with you, it still happens to me. So if you are feeling a little stuck, first thing I want you to know is it's okay. It's okay because sometimes that stuck feeling is where the big breakthroughs come from. It's the awareness of like, okay, wait, why am I stuck? What's happening? Why, if I'm working so hard, are things not moving? Has anybody else been stuck or just me in all 4 of my businesses? Stuck periods. But here's what I did. And that's why we're here today. Anybody else stuck? That's okay. Tracy, I see you coming in. Hey, Julie, good morning. Love that you guys are here. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So has anybody else ever got stuck? And I'm talking not stuck because you're not doing anything. I've done those things too, where I like take vacation a bit too much or my days are a little lax. And suddenly I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not growing, but I know why. But I'm talking about the times where you are working, you're putting in the effort, you're doing all the things, you feel like you're running in 15 directions, but the scoreboard's not changing. Has anybody else ever been in that stuck situation? Yes. Am I alone in that? Oh yeah, I see. Yes, preach. I've been stuck. Absolutely. Okay. So every single time I've been stuck, and one of the reasons that I thought about this topic is because openly, like I'm saying, I was there about 6 months ago with my current business, working hard, had amazing clients. I was stuck at a good place. Okay. So I'm not going to moan, stuck at a really good place, but it wasn't growing. It wasn't expanding. And so that's why I knew I had to go back to my past business experience and go, how did I get unstuck? And then I remembered when I was in direct sales, I was at the top. I was being flown all over, like I said, to speak to people because I'd moved up fast. And I felt like a fraud. I felt like a fraud. I was a good podium speaker. I was very good at telling people how I got into where I was, but I was teaching methods of growth because that's what they always wanted. And in my head at that point, it's this chunk of time that I remember, I would be at the podium speaking about how to grow your business. And the little voice in my head was going, yeah, but yours isn't growing. Yours is stuck right now. And yes, it's at a good spot. But what are you doing teaching about growth when you can't make it happen right now? You ever had that little voice that beats you up? because something you're sharing with someone else or something that you're teaching, you're like, I hope they don't look at my stats, right? So I was at a good place, a really strong place, to the point that I was getting invited to speak at other people's events and conferences and that. But behind the scenes, I was stuck at this good place. Okay. And now, again, not going to complain when you're stuck at a good place. It's a nicer situation to be in than when you're stuck at like the base of the business building. But stuck is stuck. And when you're working your tail off, it's really frustrating being stuck. Yes. Would you agree? Anybody? Yeah, I see. I'm stuck. I've been stuck. I've been stuck. Yes. Okay. Anybody else felt like a fraud when you're teaching? Because we're all coaches, teachers, and leaders here, right? And then sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm a fraud because I'm teaching them this, but I'm not doing it, or it's not working for me, or something's not happening, even though you know you have the capability and you know how, and you can teach other people. And so that was what was happening for me in the direct sales business. And so I went through these 3 things that I'm going to teach you today to do to get out of it. And I had a 50% increase in my business profits within 60 days. That's why I put that number there. It was a 2-month period where I was like, I actually came home from one specific event and I was like, I can't keep teaching at the podium feeling like I'm a fraud. I want to cry after. I want to like, oh my gosh, like, and I felt like please don't ask me the wrong questions right now that might bring this forward, because I'm embarrassed. And I was, and again, I was sitting at a good spot that people wanted to be at, but I wasn't growing. And a lot of times I was teaching on growth. There's where that came from. Okay. And then, so I did something and I had a 50% increase in 60 days. Then it happened again in my private coaching business, and it happened again in my course building business. Okay. Now, one of the other things we can get into is another lesson is to recognize why it happens, when it happens, and why it repeats. But that's not what we're doing today. Today, what we're doing is, if you are here and you know you're here and you're feeling stuck right now, but you know you're working hard, you know you have something good to share, and you know that you are willing to do what it takes to move forward, I'm going to give you 3 ways to get unstuck and to have that 50% profit increase in the next 60 days. Yes? You ready? Oh, I see somebody saying, what's the secret? What's the secret? There's 3 of them. There's 3 of them. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me make sure I got to scroll my notes and make sure that I don't miss a piece for you. Okay, first things first. There is, and when I first say them, you're going to be like, well, duh. Okay, but let me get into the meat of these, because there's some stipulations that make these work or don't work for the increase of your business profits. So number 1, if you want to go from I'm stuck today, I'm working hard, but I am not increasing my profits. First way for you to start into this 50% increase in the next 60 days is lead generation. Lead generation. There has to be more people coming in. There's got to be more people coming in. Would you agree with me? Like I said, it's just kind of a duh. Well, yeah, I know that, but if I already, I'd be doing that already. Here's the key though. Okay. The key to making this lead generation directly increase your profits is, I've got 3 points for you. Is 1, is it must fit you and who you are. It's so tempting. It's so tempting to look at the greatest, newest, wonderful tactic to go get leads. Okay. Or to just go somewhere that we can get masses of leads. But I could give you a phone book today. Remember, this shows my age. Okay. Remember those big, thick phone books that had all the numbers of all the people in the city? I could probably get my hands on one of those for you and give it to you. Do you think that's going to get you a 50% increase in your business in the next 60 days? No, because you don't know who's in that phone book. You don't know if they're looking for what you have. You don't know if it's where it is. So, and first of all, would you want to spend the time flipping through page after page of that phone book, calling people and saying, hi, this is what I have. Would you like it? Hi, this is what I have. Would you like it? Hi, this is what I have. Would you like it? Would you want to be doing that? Okay. If it doesn't fit you, now somebody might have heard that and gone, yeah, sure, I did telemarketing for years. I actually enjoyed it. It was kind of fun. I met a lot of people on the other end of the phone. That's my personal thought. I did telemarketing for 3 days back in college. I was like, I'm pretty good at sales. I could try this. I was like, and I'm done. Okay. Anyone know what I'm talking about? If I handed you a phone book and said, go ahead, there you go. There's 40,000 leads, boom, go. Would you be excited? Okay, so that when you're talking lead generation, to have a 50% increase in your business profits in the next 60 days, you need more leads, but it's got to fit you. They've got to fit you. Not only the people have to fit you, like they've got to be looking for what you have, because you don't want to be convincing people that they need what you have. They've got to be looking for what you have, so it's got to fit you. You want them to be people you can easily communicate with, right? They think on the same lines. They're looking for what you have. They're excited you connected. The lead generation method also has to fit your life. This is the second stipulation, because when you think of opening that phone book and calling those 40,000 people, one number after the next, what happens if your eyesight's bad and the numbers are this big? That's going to be a little bit of an issue, right? Or what happens if, even with glasses, you can see them, but you get headaches from reading too much? That's going to be a horrible system to go through. Or what happens if you don't like talking on the phone? Do you think you'd get through the phone book? Now, I'm using an extreme example here. Just tell me, anybody, would you love to do that? Not me, not me. Okay, so here's where I'm leading. Then there's one more stipulation I want to talk about the lead generation here. Is I will be sharing in my upcoming live challenge the 5 buckets of people producing, so that you can figure out. I'm going to share the 5 buckets of people producing, and I'm talking buckets. Like there's buckets of different styles of people producing, and then I'm going to share what's in those buckets, the different ways, so that you can walk away from that knowing exactly what your style is, what fits you, where your people are going to be, and what's going to be the right method for you to create this lead generation. So we're going to keep this going to get you this 50% increase in the next 60 days by getting you the 5 buckets of people producing, which I'm going to be doing on day 1 of the workshop. Now, actually, you know what? Let me put this up, because if you don't already have your free ticket, there you go. Get your free ticket for that. So that'll be the first thing that I'm going to be sharing on day 1. I'm going to be giving you the 5 buckets of people producing, so that you can figure out exactly what lead generations fit you, what lead generation methods are going to be fitting your clients, like the people that you're actually looking for, that are searching for what you have. And here's the third one. And this is where a lot of people flop. This is where one of the reasons I would get stuck in all my businesses. No matter how much business experience I had, I'd still get stuck. I mean, recently, like I said, open door here policy, looking into my world, I got stuck about 6 months ago. And one of the reasons is because I chose a method that didn't fit my calendar. I chose a method that didn't fit my calendar, my time demands, my kids, my family, my time that I want with my friends, my time traveling home to Canada where my family is, like all of the demands on my calendar. I'm president of the Basketball Association. I help out with the dance moms. My daughter travels for dance competitions constantly. My son's a junior trying to get recruited in college. So we're doing college visits. We're going to tournaments constantly. Like my calendar, if you looked at it, you'd be like, holy cow, right? Which is one of the reasons I do an online business, so I can do it from wherever. I chose to really work a lead generation system that was great. That was amazing. But my inconsistency kept me stuck. And there's a spider crawling on the wall over there. That's why I looked over. The reason for my inconsistency was not lack of desire. It was not lack of work ethic. It was because the method did not fit me, my life, my calendar. Yes, anybody been there? Great intentions, great work ethic, great desire, but it felt exhausting. It felt draining. For me, got to the point where a couple weeks into it, I was like, oh gosh, okay, I should go do this. And I started shoulding on myself about needing to do it. Can you relate? Okay. I'm sharing some of the inside stuff with you guys, so you know. Okay. So that is the first thing that I'm going to be sharing in the bootcamp. Is I'm going to be sharing the 5 buckets of people producing, so that you can hear, and there's multiple ways of lead generation and bringing people in a flow, but we don't want to be doing them all. We want to be doing something that fits us, fits our life, fits who we are, and fits our calendar, because there's some amazing lead generation techniques out there that make you be stuck to your phone 24/7. There's some amazing lead generation techniques out there that require certain like personality, charisma, quiet background. There's all these different styles. And you want to know which one fits you and which one fits your life and fits your calendar. Okay. And so that's why I will be sharing with you the 5 buckets, and you will walk away knowing which one to work for you. Because if you want to have a 50% increase in the next 60 days, okay, this is starting May 22nd. So we're going to count it 60 days. Boom, we're going to go from there. You can have a 50% increase in your business profits. And the first way is that lead generation. But I wrote this in my notes, but just getting leads isn't enough. I wrote this in bold on my notes, but just getting leads is not enough. I could give you the phone book today. Okay, that's not enough. So you need the second way. The second way of getting a 50% increase in the next 60 days. Leads coming in, yes, in a way that fits you, your life, and your calendar. And then number 2, sales increasers. It does not matter how many people you get, how many people you talk to, how many names you go home from an event with, how many people sign up for your email list, how many people that you have come in through Facebook ads. It doesn't matter unless you have a succinct sales system that has the pieces that will multiply your sales. Okay, so here's when you find the people, here's the pieces of the sales increasers that you need to know is 1, how do you keep them with you during the time that they are undecided yet, or whether they need a little more or have to build up a little bit more trust because their previous experiences, or that they are just, they weren't listening while you were talking and they were kind of taken off somewhere else and then they came back and they missed a key point. People will evolve and move forward through your processes at different paces. So how do you keep them with you is a big sales increaser. Number 2, how do you get them asking you for more? Let me hear from you. Yes, this could really fit your main business. Absolutely. So sales increaser number 2, how do you get them asking you for more so that they are moving forward as they choose without you having to pull and convince and say, oh my gosh, it's so good, I promise, like just come, because you know you're good. You know you have a great product. You know you can change people's lives. Yes? I want to see that in the chat. Okay? I know I can change lives. I know I have something great. I know that when people say yes, I can make a difference for them. Own that. Own that. That's why you're here, right? Because you have something and you're passionate about it. Throw the chat. I see some hearts coming, but I want you to type it and I want you to say, I can make a difference for somebody. I can make a really positive change. I'm already impacting people's lives. Like, own that. You're a coach, you're a leader, you're a teacher because you know you can do something for other people, right? You have a passion for helping others. So the sales increasers are extremely important because until they say yes, we don't have that opportunity as the coaches and leaders, right? So how do you keep them with you? How do you get them asking for more? And how do you increase the sale numbers for each sale? Okay, so how do you have them commit to a little bit more with this that will get them the fuller result? Not little pieces where they're kind of toe dipping and they're getting tiny little pieces and you're like, okay, that's good, but it's really not going to get you to the result that you're really wanting. Okay. Yes, I see it. You can make a difference for someone, Christy. Yes, Jennifer, you're already influencing other lives. Yes, Julie, you know you can be a powerful leader and you already are. Yes. Own it, you guys. Own it. You've got something big and that's why you're here. Right? So here's the second thing that's going to be given away in the live challenge that's happening. Okay. And it's coming up. It's on May 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And there will be replays. Okay. So don't panic if you have a full-time job or something. You will have access to a home-based page. Oh, there's River saying hi with all the goodness. But the second thing I'm going to be giving you in there on day 2 is the sales multiplier cheat sheet. Because if you showed up for day 1 and you walk away knowing exactly the methods of lead generation that is going to bring you in, let me close the door. Reverse stop. He's my toddler now. If you walk away with, I know exactly how to lead generate. I know the method that's going to fit me. It's going to fit my life. It's going to fit my calendar. But if you get all those people in and you don't have these sales multipliers, you're going to get a whole bunch of little sales, or you're going to get these people that you start great conversations with that don't go anywhere. Anybody else ever had that? Like, I'm talking from experience. These are all things I trip up on. And I'm saying that in present tense because I catch myself too, right? Imperfect progress. But your sales increasers, when you find the people, we got to know how to keep them with us, how to get them asking us for more, and then how do we increase the sale number, like the actual number that they're purchasing, to really get them the big result that they want instead of buying the little pieces. Okay, so that is where I'm going to be sharing with you the sales multiplier cheat sheet. Okay, but did you know it was coming? But getting a lot of leads isn't enough. Having the sales increasers isn't enough. Three ways to have a 50% increase in your business profits in the next 60 days. Increasing lead generation, the sales increasers I'm going to share with you in the live challenge that's coming up, and number 3, keeping current clients. Because here's the deal. You could increase your sales, you could bring in more people, but if you've got a revolving door and people come in and they stay with you and then they leave, and they come in and they stay with you for a little bit and then they leave, all these new leads that you're bringing in, all these sales increasers, you're replacing people. And yes, there's always going to be some, I'm good, I got what I needed and I'm gone now. I'm good, I got what I needed and I'm gone now. I'm good, I got what I needed and I'm gone now. That's going to be part of it, because when we're helping people get results, right, you're going to have some people go, thank you so much, this was awesome, I'm good, I'm ready to move on, thank you, right? Like just like when our kids grow up and they move out. But if that's happening with everyone and it's a big number and you're just a revolving door in your profits, the work that you do, it's going to take a long time to get those increases. And we're talking about having a 50% increase in your business profits in the next 60 days. Yes? So we want to make sure that you have the client keeper checklist. The client keeper checklist to keep the people you have, so that you are growing your numbers, not replacing your numbers. Yes? If you're with me, I want you to type in growing, not replacing, growing, not replacing, growing, not replacing. Yes? Who's in for that? Who wants to grow their numbers rather than replace their numbers constantly, right? Like when we're spinning and we're pedaling and we're going really fast and we're working really hard and we're getting new people in, but they're just replacing the ones that left. And so it's this like continual cycle of, oh my gosh, I'm working my tail off and I'm staying stuck. Okay. Yes. Growing, not replacing. Yes. I see it coming in. Growing, not replacing. That is the goal. We want to be growing, not replacing, because that will, yes, I see you guys here. Growing, not replacing. You got it. You got it. So with that, then, if you think about, if I have that client keeper checklist that Carolyn's giving in the Consistent 10K month with Balance, I was going to say boot camp. That's how I used to challenge. We're just playing with the words. They're all the same thing, right? We're going to spend 3 days, 3 hours together, just 1 hour each day. Okay. And on day 1, you're going to walk away with those 5 buckets of people producing. So you know exactly the methods that fit you, fit your life, and fit your calendar for you to generate consistent new leads that are coming in. But we know that that's not enough. So then on day 2, we're going to talk about, okay, when you get those leads as they're coming in, how do you multiply the sales? How do you get them staying with you while they make those decisions, asking you for more, and then increasing the amount of the sale with each person coming through, because all of that's going to multiply your sales, right? And then we know, though, that if you get a lot of people and you're selling to them, that is not enough to get these huge increases in business, whether you're talking the 50% increase in 60 days or whether you're talking getting to consistent 10K months. We also want to make sure that your sales are not a revolving door, but instead that you're keeping who you have and adding to it. You're growing, not replacing. And that is where you're going to need the client keeper checklist that I'm going to be giving to you on day 3. Okay, so those are the key pieces of the upcoming challenge that's coming up, the 5 buckets of people producing, so you can know exactly what lead methods are going to work for you, your life, your calendar, so you can have that continual flow of people, the sales multiplier cheat sheet, so that you can know exactly how do you keep people with you until they're ready to move forward, how do you get them asking you, what's the next step I'd like more, and then also the client keeper checklist. Once they've said yes, how do I keep them long term so that I'm not constantly having to replace the people? Because then if you've got them staying with you and you have that base income, every time you get those new leads and those sales multipliers, you're growing your income. And these three pieces, these three ways, when you put them together, I've experienced it 3 times actually. I had a 50% increase in my business profits in 60 days because all three of those pieces were together. Now, I'm not going to say that this is going to be instantaneous or easy. Okay. I don't want to promise you that. If it was, any business owner would have that type of increase very quickly. So that's why I asked at the beginning today, are you committed? Are you somebody who's already working hard? Are you somebody who's passionate and driven to make this difference for the people around you? But also with the I swear or I cover my heart saying, I'm also not going to put myself in that short-term sacrifice mode where I 2 months later have gained 10 pounds. My family hasn't seen me in months. I'm exhausted. I haven't eaten well. And I haven't talked to my friends. Okay, that's not how it was. Not how I work. That's not how we work. So promise me that's not going to be the case, which is why I want to make things easy on you by giving you these three pieces. Easier. I'm not going to say easy, simpler. We're going to simplify things by going through the 5 buckets of people producing so that you can get your method figured out. I'm going to give you the sales multiplier cheat sheet so you can do, okay, what piece of this can I add in to multiply my sales? What shift can I do that when I get somebody who says, yes, can I please have more, that it's a bigger result, not the little pieces that I'm running around for constantly to get to. And then how do I keep them? How do I keep the people I already have? How do I keep those people who just said yes long term so that I can grow instead of replace? And that is how you have a 50% profit increase in 60 days. And we are going to be kicking this off with the what's it called? The name, the consistent 10K challenge with balance. I always get tripped up. I'm going to have to change that name. I can't even say it. That's what we're going to be doing on May 22nd. So if you haven't got your free ticket, go there now, because we want to make sure you have that lead generation piece, the sales increaser piece, and the client keeper piece. And that is how you're going to get to a 50% increase in a 60-day period. You ready? Who's in for it? Who wants to join us? Yay. Oh, yes, I love that. I see the I need it. I see commit to yourself. Yeah, exactly. You're just committing to you. That's the piece. All right, you guys. Well, I will see you there. May 22nd, of course, we're back here next Wednesday, though. We'll see you then. But yay, see you, me. Okay, grab your free ticket. Let's get into that live challenge. Get you set up because we are starting the pre-party this upcoming Monday. And I can't wait to get this started with you. All right, happy Wednesday.